It's the Minor League Baseball Sunday Showcase on the American Sports Network. From central Pennsylvania, here in Altoona, People's Natural Gas Field is the site of an Eastern League matchup between the Harrisburg Senators and the Altoona Curve. And welcome inside the broadcast booth with former big leaguer Brian McCray. I'm Brett Dolan. Thanks for joining us. Happy Father's Day. And you told me before the game all you wanted for Father's Day was a short rain delay. So you got what you wanted.
We got a short rain delay, getting the field ready. We're going to play baseball very soon.
We had sunshine really all day until just about game time when the rains came down for 15 or 20 minutes, but it looks like we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that everybody's going to be okay. The fans are starting to file back in, and it's going to be a great night for baseball.
A lot of prospects at this AA level, and we're going to see some outstanding young players today and introduce you to some of the top prospects in the Pirates and Nationals organization. But let's start with the Nationals because they just got one of these top prospects, even though he's had a fantastic season. Maybe one of the best stories this year in minor league baseball, and Trea Turner.
Well, Trea Turner is a guy that came over in a big trade. Shortstop that may be on the fast track to the big leagues because of the struggles of Ian Desmond with the Washington Nationals. So look for this kid to move through the system very quickly. Great arm, swings the bat well, runs well also. So he's a kid that I'm looking forward to seeing playing tonight.
He could be a guy who could be in the big leagues this year. He could be a starter for a long time to come with the Nationals. He's picked up where he's left off after a strong season in the Texas League. Meanwhile, the fans here in Altoona, they've watched some top prospects. And one of those guys, Josh Bell, really starting to put things together in the top 3 in the league in hits and batting average, and also making a position change.
Was an outfielder and now moved to first base. Josh Bell has been slowed a little bit in his career by injuries, but in 2011, Pirates gave him a $5 million signing bonus, and he wasn't even a first-rounder. The highest ever signing bonus for somebody outside of the first round. So they thought highly of him. He's finally starting to come into his own, and I'm looking forward to watching him swing the bat tonight.
We see a lot of top prospects at this AA level, and anymore, players can jump straight from AA to the majors. In fact, that's happened 3 times already for Harrisburg.
They've had players jump up and get to the big leagues, and when I played in the minor leagues in 1990, the Southern League that I was in Memphis, Tennessee, that league had a lot of players that came straight from AA to the big leagues. You see some of your better prospects playing AA ball with most of these organizations. Frank Thomas was down there. Louis Gonzalez was down there. They both jumped from AA to the big leagues. I did that myself from Memphis to Kansas City. So the guys that you see out here may be guys that are going to be household names in the big leagues. The guys that play in AAA, for the most part, are guys that just are fill-in type guys, veteran guys there. But the younger kids here, they may be around for a while.
Who are some of the other players you're going to look forward to seeing tonight?
Well, I think that you have Bryce Harper's brother, Brian Harper, that's playing here with the Harrisburg team, and Defoe's another player that you're gonna watch play. And I'm ready. I'm happy to see all these guys play because you hear a lot about them. You see the rankings, and you want to see if the rankings mean anything when you watch them yourself, because there are different publications that rank all these players, and sometimes they work, other times they don't.
You think about Defoe, and you see him as the number 7 prospect in the Nationals organization. Started the year in high A, gets promoted to AA, then to the majors. Kind of a surprise for him, and he's back here in AA trying to get back, but it shows you how quickly things can move.
Right, he's moved up and down, and it's been a whirlwind for him at some point in time, but he's back in AA, and once you get a taste of being in the big leagues, you don't want to go back. I was fortunate enough when I got called to the big leagues, 10 years later, I was still around. I never had to go back to the minor leagues, so these kids get a taste of it. They talk to the other guys about it. It's a special time, but you want to get there and you want to stay.
See, the sun's actually popped out here in Altoona after the rain delay before the start of this contest. Remember, this is a 5-game, 4-day series. These 2 teams played a doubleheader yesterday, so they wanted to find a way to get this game in, and it looks like we have beautiful weather for the remainder of the night.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
You see People's Natural Gas Park here in Altoona, the Curve. 39-27, they lead their division in the Eastern League with some of those top prospects we discussed. Meanwhile, Harrisburg 29-38 with some of their roster movement. But we're going to see an outstanding pitching matchup today. Austin Voth, one of the top prospects for the Nationals, against Jason Creasy for Altoona. As we look at the standings, and there you see what Altoona has done this year. 12 games above 500, despite being shut out last night for the first time all season.
And this is the first-year staff here in Altoona with Tom Prince taking over. So they've done a good job in year 1 instilling all the things that he wants to do with this ball club. helping these guys get to where they want to get to, which is Pittsburgh.
Rich tradition of sending players on their way to the Pittsburgh Pirates. They have some famous alumni, including a guy by the name of Andrew McCutchen, who will be the next Andrew McCutchen on this team. We may find out some top prospects in this game between the Altoona Curve and the Harrisburg Senators, the Nationals and Pirates organization. It's part of our minor league baseball Sunday showcase on the American Sports Network. Our starting lineups and first pitch come your way right after this. Just about time for baseball here in Altoona. The sun has peeked its way through the clouds and the rain has stopped in the Senators and the Curve ready for Eastern League baseball. The Harrisburg Senators are managed by Brian Daubach, and a former Boston Red Sox player going back to some of those glory days in the early 2000s. Brian?
He's a guy that these kids have to be able to really relate to because he's gone through everything that a ball player can go through, played at every level in the minor leagues, been up and down, hurt, missed some time, and has some hardware on also. Indeed he does. He's had the chance to send 3 players again directly to the majors this year. His lineup, though, tonight will feature Wilmer Defoe. As we discussed, he's been up there this year. Then Trea Turner. We'll talk a lot about Trea Turner tonight. Brian Godwin, Matt Skoll, Drew Vedelson will be in right field. Then Sean Pleffner at first base. Chris Bostic in left. Brian Girolamo will be behind the plate, catching Austin Vogt. This beautiful ballpark here in central Pennsylvania. You see the sunshine out, the rain has stopped, and after a rain delay of right around 50 minutes or so, we will have baseball tonight. We showed you the starting lineups for the Harrisburg Senators. Now let's take a look at the pitcher the Senators will be facing, Jason Creasy. And you see the numbers, Brian, 7-1, though. He started the season a perfect 7-0.
He's been on a roll and been one of the better pitchers here in the Eastern League. You look at the walks to strikeout, though, that's something that he probably needs to fine-tune a little bit more. The 26 walks to 36 strikeouts. But what he's been able to do is hold down a lot of these AA hitters.
8th round draft pick out of North Carolina, and he will give us a self-scouting report.
I have a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, change up, and then a breaking ball. I would say go-to pitch depends on the situation. If I need a ground ball, probably a 2-seamer. And then if you need a strikeout, breaking ball.
Yeah, you got to go with the breaking ball and a strikeout pitch. Here's the defense for Altoona: Salcedo, Rojas, and Alley and right. We'll talk about Stetson Alley. He's a fun story. Wood and Engope on the left side of the diamond. Moroff and Bell on the right side. And Baye catching Jason Creasy. Jason Creasy, an 8th round pick back in 2011 out of the high school ranks in North Carolina. Here is a young man who committed to North Carolina State as a freshman in high school. So that's pretty rare when you go back and commit as a freshman, but he decided to sign instead with the professional route. Behind the plate, calling balls and strikes tonight, John Bacon. Charlie Ramos will be at first base, and Jorge Terran will be at third base, part of this 3-man umpire and crew in the Eastern League. Wilmer Defoe will lead things off for the Senators. They won last night again in a shutout, the second game of this twin bill. And Defoe with 3 hits has already been to the big leagues this season. Facing Jason Creasy, and we're underway from Altoona, part of our Sunday night showcase. 57-minute rain delay, and we're off and running. And Defoe with a liner off the glove of Bell, and Moroff can't get it either. So a base hit for Defoe to start the game.
Second, shortstop, number 6, Trea Turner.
This Harrisburg team a threat to run. They've stolen 61 bases, and while their team batting average, Brian, the lowest in the league at 242, they try to put a little pressure on with their feet and stealing bases.
They steal bases, they hit and run, they bunt and run. They'll do some things to compensate a little bit for the low batting average and the lack of power at times.
And here's Trea Turner, our first chance to see the young man who maybe was the worst kept secret in baseball last December. The old player to be named later. Only everybody knew it was Trea Turner who was going to come from the Padres to the national system. And all he did in San Antonio was hit .322 with 5 home runs in 58 games. North Carolina State product facing this North Carolina kid who didn't play with the Wolfpack. So many people, though, anxious to see Trea Turner play, and his manager Brian Daubach told us before the game he just likes his baseball IQ.
Just likes the way he goes about his business every day. Comes out, works hard, knows what he needs to do. It doesn't really have to be told a whole lot.
Talking about a guy that some think could be a starter in an all-star game in as soon as 3 years. That ball got off the glove of Baye, and Defoe, who was off the pitch, is going to try to go all the way to third, and he's going to be rung up. Off with the pitch, Defoe made the turn at second base after the stolen base, tried to get the extra 90 feet, and was gunned down by Baye.
Defoe does a good job getting the jump and reading the ball that got away. But the only problem was, I think with the grass being wet, the ball didn't roll as far back towards the screen as it might have on a regular day.
Turner puts a charge into this one to center. It's 405 out there, and he won't reach the track. Rojas makes the catch, and that's out number 2. So we told you about the Senators looking to run. Defoe got the stolen base. Creasy had the play made behind him, and then he retired that red-hot hitter in Trea Turner.
Maybe a situation Defoe tried to do a little bit too much. Nobody out, already in scoring position.
Brian Godwin, the batter, hits third in this lineup for the Senators. See his season numbers. And he's going to look at strike one. Godwin, a first-round pick back in 2011 from the Nationals. He's in his 3rd season here with the Senators. Jason Creasy, kind of sneaky quick was the scouting report we got on him, as far as somebody who may really alter his velocity, but the ball seems to get in on the hitters quickly.
Yeah, they said it's kind of sneaky fast, and he can throw from 87, 88 miles an hour, and then when he needs it, he can bring a little bit more and throw 93, 94, and has a little giddy up on that four-seamer.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Godwin, batting here in the 1st inning. And now the count has gone full to the Harrisburg center fielder, just underway tonight from Altoona. Ball hit in the air down the right field line into foul territory. Navigating the puddles and reaching for the ball was Moroff, but he can't make the play. There were some obstacles in his way.
That was a long run by Moroff. Not only the puddles, but the tarp in the bullpen, the fence, and a pole sticking out.
That's the hat trick of difficulty for Moroff, an outstanding second baseman. Tried to make the final out of the inning for his pitcher Jason Creasy, who still has a full count to Brian Goodwin. And the payoff, hit well to right, back towards the roller coaster. Alley is at the fence, and he'll make the catch. Stetson Alley had a long run to make the grab to end the inning, but the Senators may be running themselves out of the inning early. Defoe tried to go all the way to third, and he was gunned down. No score. The Altoona Curve coming into bat here in the bottom of the 1st. At People's Natural Gas Field, the Curve off to a great start, and they're managed by Tom Prince, and he and Brian McCrae go back a long ways. We'll talk more about that later on tonight. Let's see his lineup tonight. He's going to lead off with Eric Wood, then Max Moroff on quite a hot streak as of late. Josh Bell hitting .324. That's 3rd best in the league. Stetson Alley, the cleanup hitter. Mel Rojas Jr. in center. Then it's Salcedo in left. Baye behind the plate. Engope, a shortstop with quite a story, and Jason Creasy on the mound. They will be facing Austin Voth see his numbers, 3 and 4, a 3.22 earned run average, but he had a breakthrough season of sorts last year.
He moved up through the ranks in the system very quickly last year and was able to end up in Double-A, and now he's starting off here this year.
Let's hear his self-scouting report.
Well, I throw a fastball, curveball change. My go-to pitch would be my fastball. It's my #1 pitch. It's my strength. I go to it early on in counts, late in counts, strike people out. And it's the pitch that I'm most comfortable throwing, I guess.
Coming off maybe his best start of the year, 7 scoreless innings, just 3 hits against Richmond. 65 strikeouts in 72 innings for Austin Voth. 22-year-old Washington State native. First batter he will face is Eric Wood, the leadoff hitter for the Curve. Third baseman batting .214 on the year. Just 1 win in his last 9 starts, though, for Voth, as that one's fouled back to the right. Talking about a kid who's going to try to go from Washington State to Washington, D.C. from his career path.
And the only starter for Harrisburg that's been in the rotation the whole year.
Works from the far third base side of the pitching rubber. Boy, that one did miss by much. Eric Wood may be lucky to still be in the box. This Curve team, they lead the Eastern League in batting average at .276. One of the reasons why they've had a lot of success. There's a curve, and Wood knew it, down looking for out #1.
I think Wood knew that he probably was lucky to still be in the box after the third pitch, and that one might have been out, but after taking a close one to pitch before, he had no chance on that one.
Here's Max Moroff, the second baseman, riding an 11-game hitting streak and his .321 batting average, 4th best in the Eastern League. He looks at a pitch down the middle. Young man who just does a lot of one thing, getting on base, as you see his season numbers, and that on-base percentage just under .400. Last year, Austin Voth pitched at 3 different levels. Between Hagerstown, Potomac, and then finished in Harrisburg, where he had 3 starts. Didn't have a lot of success, but he had incredible numbers, really in low A and high A, to cruise through the 3 different levels over the season. Brian, you're talking about a guy who had a 1.43 ERA and 6 starts at Potomac, as you see where Max Moroff rates in the batting leaders in the Eastern League. Hard hit ground ball back up the middle, off the glove of the diving Trea Turner, and that's a base hit in the center. So a 12-game hitting streak for Max Moroff, and he continues to stroke the baseball. And here's the Senators' defense with Bostic in left, Goodwin in center, Vedelson in right. Then it's Skoll and Turner on the left side of the diamond, Defoe and Pluffner on the right side. Gerolman catching Austin Voth. Here's our first look at Josh Bell, the man we featured in the open. A position change this year, and yet he's hitting .324 with 79 base hits. Takes one down the middle for strike 1. Big year as far as the RBIs for Josh Bell. Slightly open stance up there from the left side. Brian, last year he was the MVP of the Florida State League, despite the fact he played only 84 games in your former hometown, Bradenton, Florida.
That's a tough league. You play most of your games in big league spring training ballparks, so the numbers are usually down offensively in that league.
Well, he had 9 homers, 53 runs driven in, and with Moroff running, Bell will get his 80th hit of the year. In the Curve in business, runners on the corners with one gone. So another base hit for Josh Bell.
Looked like the hit and run was on, and Josh Bell did a good job of bringing his hands inside to just kind of fight that ball off. Moroff going on the pitch. He was going to keep running anyway. Turner tried to deke him a little bit at short, but when you're going on the hit and run, you're not paying attention to the middle infielders.
So Stetson Alley, the cleanup hitter, with those 10 home runs, including one yesterday, steps into the box. He looks at a pitch just a little bit inside. First inning has been the problem for the Senators this year. They've been outscored by 26 runs in the first. And the Curve trying to add to that with runners on the corners for the former pitcher turned position player Stetson Alley. And while Josh Bell is making a position change, so is Alley going from first to right field.
And you watch his arm from right field and you're wondering why he's not back on the mound, but he struggled, lost some confidence, and said, I want to swing it again and play position.
Power arm, power bat. Hoping we get a chance to see him make some throws tonight as he looks at a strike.
And you see that happen a lot in the minor leagues, where there's some guys that were position players in college but could pitch because they had a good arm, and vice versa. They'll make that switch.
Yeah, pitching did not go well despite a huge bonus. $2.25 million. So he takes strike 3, looked at one at the knees, and he goes down looking. So Alley unable to pick up some more RBIs to add to his total. Down on strikes for out number 2.
Looked at if Alley was looking breaking ball and took a fastball right down the middle. Usually as a hitter with 2 strikes, you're going to be on the fastball.
Is there a worse feeling as a hitter to be expecting breaking ball and get a fastball for strike 3?
Yeah, just guessing wrong. You know, it almost looked like he was guessing in that situation instead of reacting.
Here's Mel Rojas Jr. Started the year at AAA Indianapolis in the Pirates system. Putting up big numbers back here in AA, 350. Couple of base hits for the Curve in the bottom of the first, but trying to get the game's first run here in their home ballpark. Austin Voth misses, and now the count 2-0. See Max Moroff at third base. He's singled and advanced on the base hit from that man, Josh Bell. Up and out. Now it's 3-0.
Well, they give Mel Rojas Jr., who's been swinging a hot bat, they give him the green light, 3-0.
See if he gets a chance to swing. He will take, and it's just off the corner. That's ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the Curve. So both coming off that 7 scoreless inning performance in a bit of a jam here in the bottom of the first inning. Edward Saucedo, the left fielder, will bat. Young man who spent most of last season with AAA Gwinnett in the Braves system has not hit a home run this year. He's knocked in 14. First pitch swinging after the 4-pitch walk, and that's a base hit that'll score Moroff. Bell around third. The throw from Bostic cut off. The throw back to second is late, and the Curve lead 2-0. Edward Saucedo coming through with the 2 RBI base hit. The Curve strike first.
Saucedo didn't wait around. He saw a 4-pitch walk. He's thinking, I'm getting a fastball. I'm going up there hacking. Able to shoot that ball in the left field and drive in 2.
He swung before I was even going to ask you if you go up there looking to swing under those very same circumstances. You've seen Voth miss on 4 straight pitches, but none that far out of the zone.
No, you have to be selective, something in your zone. But you're going to attack him if he's going to throw a first pitch fastball, just try to get that over.
Good speed from Josh Bell as he scores from second base, and it brings up Sebastian Baye, the catcher. Baye's knocked in 10 this year. First year for him in this Pirates organization. Last year he was an Iron Pig 3 different times at Lehigh Valley. As he bounced back and forth between AA and AAA, but here catching tonight for the Pirates AA team, and they played 2 runs in the first inning. Voth misses again, 2 balls and a strike. So Baye is the 7th Curve hitter to bat here in the first inning. Three singles and a walk. Voth just hoping to end this first. Turner with a chance, easy force at second, and that will end the inning. But it's Altoona striking first. Edward Salcedo. He slipped, but he knocked it a pair, and the Curve lead 2-0. Altoona Curve with a pair of first inning runs. They lead 2-0 as we go to the second. And let's introduce you to the 3rd member of our broadcast crew, Ashley Bullington.
Happy Father's Day, guys. What better way to celebrate your dad than bringing him to a baseball game? The Curve agree and gave all fathers a free ticket to today's game, as well as let them play catch with their kids on the field before the game. And though Jeff Creasy didn't get to watch his son, or didn't get to play catch with his son before the game, he's getting to watch him start on the mound. I got the chance to ask Jeff what it's like to watch his son pitch on Father's Day, and he said that it's exciting yet nerve-wracking every time Jason pitches, and that it's so special and the best Father's Day gift, getting to watch Jason chase his dreams. Guys, back to you.
Well, Matt Skoll just gives one a ride to right field, and it one-hops the fence. So the cleanup hitter for the Senator starts the second with a double, and that'll make Dad's stomach churn a bit, Father's Day or not.
Yeah, Dad was happy. 2-run inning.
That's right.
Get an early lead for my boy, and then hanging breaking ball, middle of the zone.
Former hitter, your eyes get big when you see that pitch right over the plate like that.
You like that. You don't want to miss that ball.
Matt Skoll hitting just .218. He's had a good couple of weeks, and he's on at second base to start the second. So thanks, Ashley, for pitching up with the Creasy family. I want to see Ashley on that roller coaster in right field before this game is over. As Drew Vettleson hits one towards the coaster, but back is Stetson Alley on the move and on the track. A little bit wet out there. He'll make the catch, and he fires it back in. But Skoll will take third base and advance on the flyout.
You don't get a sacrifice on that, but that was a good job of getting the runner over.
Don't you want to see Ashley Bullington up on the roller coaster? Maybe do a report, a hit?
She thinks that roller coaster is a little bit too old for her to get on there.
Well, I think there's
maybe
only one way to find out.
But I won't get on, but I sure would like to see Ashley scream on there.
I mean, she might even be able to do some play-by-play from that roller coaster. Situated behind our right field fence, Sean Pleffner, a left-handed batter, will take aim at the coaster. What happens if you really tie into one and hit it over the fence? Maybe off the coaster.
Well, the way the ball's carrying, it doesn't seem like you got a chance to do that tonight.
Pleffner with a soft pop-up, this time third base side, and it'll be back in the seats. First baseman for the Senators, hitting .270 on the year, 20 runs batted in. So Altoona 2 runs in the bottom of the first. But there's Skoll at third base, set up here in the second inning. Soft ground ball to third. This will score a run. Woods throw across the diamond, retires Pleffner, but Matt Skoll scores, and it's a 2-1 game. So that leadoff double cashed in immediately.
2 productive outs. Moves the runner from second to third. Infield back. Don't have to do a whole lot. Just hit a little ground ball.
You put extra stock in those productive outs, say, early in the game, just a chance to get on the board and answer those 2 runs?
That and just any time, because that able to energize your ball club when you get things done the right way. Guy on second, nobody out. Let's get him over. Find a way to get him over. Yes, you get him over. Okay, man on third, infield back. Find a way to get that run in. Everybody feels good about that on the ball club.
Bostic with a high pop up out there in the shallow left field. Ngope. Underneath that, he'll make the catch, and that ends the 2nd inning. Leadoff double for Skoll, cashed in for a run. The Curve still up 2-1. Sunday night in Altoona. Curve lead the Senators 2-1 as we go into the bottom of the 2nd inning. Altoona manager Tom Prince in his 30th year in professional baseball. He can win his 400th game tonight. He's on 399. And B-Mac, I got to hear this story about you and Tom Prince going way back.
Well, we lived in the same area in Bradenton, Florida, and Tom still lives there. It's where my parents lived, where I grew up. I was a travel agent in the minor leagues. So like 1986, 1987, I sent Tom and his wife Gail on their honeymoon. It was like my first big deal I ever did at the travel agency that I worked at. And he still sees my mom and dad in Bradenton and is a fixture in the community there in Bradenton, Florida. He managed there for the Marauders, the A-ball team in the Florida State League. So, yeah, me and Tom go way back, and it's just funny how you run into people like that bouncing around doing these games.
But that in the minor leagues, as we see Gift Ngope stepped in, young man hitting .260, kind of a breakthrough year offensively. Just kind of makes you chuckle to think of players having jobs back in the offseason when they weren't making a lot of money, and yours was as a travel agent, and you sent Tom Prince and his wife on their honeymoon.
And the minor leagues guys still, these guys don't make much money, and they have to work. Majority of them still work jobs in the offseason. I worked for UPS one offseason, travel agency for a couple years until I got to the big leagues in 1990.
Ngope with a chopper to third, and Skoll will make the play, and that's out number 1. And boy, Tom Prince, he has been in this Pirates organization for a long, long time. How long? Well, let him tell us just how much.
Who's managing the Texas Rangers now? We came up together, and we kind of bleed black and gold. It's part of who we became early in our careers and stuff like that. And just loved where the organization's been, where it's going, and where it's going to end up. That's what we do daily.
Yeah, he made his major league debut for Pittsburgh in 1987, and here he is in the Pirates system as a Double-A manager trying to win his 400th game. His pitcher, Jason Creasy, bats and takes a strike. And Brian, you've got 2 National League teams going head-to-head, and that's why we see the pitchers batting in these games.
In Double-A and Triple-A, you see the pitchers batting in National League games, but in A-ball, it's still the DH. In the lower minor leagues, it's still the DH. You know, we had this discussion on the game we did a few weeks ago in El Paso. You know, minor league baseball does some different things than they do at the big leagues. Doubleheaders are 7 innings. I wish the DH was in these games and not the pitcher batting.
Jason Creasy does, and he's 3 for 7 on the year, and he took a swing like he wanted to hit one about 400 feet.
Because it allows the pitcher maybe to stay in the game a little bit more. Is what you're talking about development here at the minor league level. And do you want to develop them as hitters per se, or are you trying to develop them as pitchers?
He'll take strike 3 looking and down for the 2nd out.
And I just think that Jason would be better suited in games until he gets to the big leagues, not swinging the bat.
It's tough for these pitchers, especially when these National League affiliated teams play American League clubs, and then you don't at bat, so you may go long stretches without seeing live.
Exactly. So it's tough, but I just think if you're trying to develop the guys, that you can do that better by having a DH.
Vedelson can't make the diving play, and that ball rolls into a mud puddle. So Eric Wood is off to the races. He will round third and slam on the brakes as the ball is run back into the infield by Defoe. Great effort by Vedelson, but Wood able to get the triple. And the ball ended up in a mud puddle in foul territory down the right field line.
The ball slicing away from Vedelson. Great effort, and then face full of mud and water. has to get up and retrieve that ball. I thought at first that ball kicked around, and we may have a shot at seeing it inside the park home run.
You have any of those in your career with your speed?
Had a couple in Kansas City. I joke with people that I hit a home run off Randy Johnson. It wasn't outside the park home run. It was an inside the park home run. It still counts.
Sure does. I think of those days, Willie Wilson, those inside the park home runs back at the old Royal Stadium, the turf and the big dimensions. All Max Moroff has done in recent weeks is hit. Singled and scored in the first. Now a 12-game hitting streak. 81 base hits. Brian, he leads the league in hits.
When you have guys at the top of the order with a 399 on-base percentage, Josh Bell's 394, you know that the guys hitting behind him are going to get good pitches to hit. They're going to be able to be productive. That's why this offense has been able to do the things that they've been able to do here in Altoona.
League leading batting average for the Altoona Curve, and they're trying to win their 40th game of the year. They lead by a run, and a 2-out triple by Wood has given this man Moroff a chance to knock in the leadoff hitter, Eric Wood. Good pitch in there for a strike. Moroff out of Winter Park, Florida. 16th round pick back in 2012. Good speed, good hands defensively, and he's putting up big offensive numbers. But that's a good pitch from Austin Voth. Got him out in front.
Good breaking ball. First good breaking ball that he's thrown. The other ones have been out of the zone, but that was a good one.
So it's 2-2 to Moroff. Slightly open stance there from the left side, and he hits a soft comeback. So Voth will get out of the inning, work around that triple from Eric Wood. Keep this a one-run game. Altoona 2 and Harrisburg 1 on our Sunday night showcase. It's all about having a good time in minor league baseball. I'm not sure what that young man's trying to do, but they do a fantastic job of promotions here at Altoona, always have, and we'll hear in the half inning from their owner, Bob Lozanak, and their GM, Rob Egan, a little bit later on, and you're going to have to stay put to hear some of the promotions they have on tap this year and some of the jerseys they've worn.
That's something that is a big change from in the mid-'80s and early '90s when I played in the minor leagues. Teams don't take the parent name of their big league organization. A lot of them are creating their own identity so they can sell merchandise and do things like that. And so the stadiums are outstanding now that minor league teams are playing in. It's a big boom for minor league baseball.
It's hard to believe this stadium has been around as long as it has, as Brian Girolamo, the catcher, sees the count go to 3-1, facing Jason Creasy here in the third inning, really in one of the many outstanding parks here in the Eastern League.
And this is like a mini stadium. It's not a park anymore. It's not the small parks that I was used to playing in when I was in A-ball and AA.
17th year of this franchise. You see the party deck out there in left field, part of it in play. And there's a chopper to first. Bell in that position change, an overhand toss to Creasy covering in time for the out. So he has good hands, good athletic kid, still trying to learn the position a bit as he makes that change from right to first.
Yeah, and there's some different subtle things that he's going to have to continue to work on there at first base. You know, that feed to the pitcher on the 3-1 play, it's probably better to get momentum going towards the bag and feed that underhand to the pitcher.
Austin Voth, the pitcher, will bat. Couple of base hits on the year. We discussed the pitchers hitting because two National League affiliates going head-to-head, and for the Senators, they're in a long stretch now where they will see their pitchers batting. In fact, in the stretch of 25 straight National League style games.
I just like to, you know, kind of go over that again. You're taking a hitter out that needs to get at bats, and you have a pitcher that he may not go longer in the game because you have to take him out in certain situations because the pitchers are hitting, where, like I said, this is the minor leagues. You're trying to develop those guys, and it may stun a little bit of guys' development if he's losing innings, a pitcher, because he's got to be taken out of the game for a pinch hitter, and hitters are losing at bats because they can't play in the ball game.
Well, I think it's both are good points. as the count goes to 2-2. And even though the Pirates and Nationals do not need DHs, it's a chance just to rest a guy, maybe take a day off from the field, but still be able to get his at-bats.
Right. Because what you want to do is see these guys get as many opportunities as possible, as something here fell in our booth.
You just about went down for the count.
Yeah. My mom always said I had a hard head.
Tell you what, Austin Vogt, though, making his counterpart Jason Creasy work, fouling some pitches back. Creasy working up a bit of a sweat as he works here in the third inning. The count has gone full. Creasy was riding an 8-game winning streak going back to last season before he finally lost a game this year. He'll retire Vogt, but not after producing quite a few pitches, and Stetson Nally makes the catch for the second out. Are you okay? I'm worried about you. I know you have a hard head and all.
Good. Shocked me a little bit, but no, I'm good to go.
So is Creasy working with this one-run lead. He gets back to the top of the lineup in Wilmer Defoe. Defoe singled and swiped a base in the first inning, but he tried to go from first to third on that stolen base when the ball got away from Baye, and he was gunned down, and it all but ended the inning.
I can't believe he doesn't get more off.
Ground ball to the left side, and Wood able to fly to his left and make the play, and that is our first perfect inning of the game. So the Senators go down in order. We go to the bottom of the third in Altoona. Curve lead 2-1. Back at Altoona, 2-1, the Curve on top of the Senators. We're joined up in the booth by Bob Lozanak. He is the owner of the Altoona Curve. And Bob, thanks for the hospitality tonight.
Well, we're glad to have you, and this is our first time for Altoona nationwide, and we're very honored to do this.
Now, you are an Altoona native, and you own minor league baseball teams throughout the country for a number of years, but what a thrill it must have been to bring a team here to your hometown.
Yeah, it really was, and I was in Albuquerque for 21 years and had all the great Dodger players and all the great managers, Mike Scioscia, good friend Terry Collins currently, and Del Crandall, and it's just been a real good thing. But tried to come to Altoona in 1979 and had Pat McKernan come down, the president of the Eastern League at the time, and he said, man, I think it'll be good here. So we had a ballpark here that was really, really antiquated. Looked like the Roman Coliseum, no seats, no field, no lights, no dugouts, no facilities whatsoever. So sometimes those prayers that aren't answered are the best ones.
Here's Josh Bell leading off the bottom of the third inning with the Curve leading 2-1. Again, Bob Lozanak, the owner and managing partner of the Altoona Curve, with us in the booth.
So, Bob, what got you into owning minor league franchises?
Well, that's a sort of a long story, but I started out with McDonald franchises in 1969 in Aberdeen, Maryland, and grew from 1 to 5 stores in about a 5-month period. And my brother Walter at the time said, we got to try something else. I said, how about a baseball team? We get into McDonald's with a snap of a finger. We get into baseball. So we go up. We're going up to fix something. I'm doing the work, and Walt's doing the nothing. And I'm down on the floor fixing this leaky steamer, and he said, call this guy. And I said, who's this? I said, where'd you get this? He said, I called the Phillies. This is Pat McKernan. He's the president of the Eastern League. And then he came to Altoona to look over it in 79, and that's whenever we first got into it.
Because at that time, minor league baseball was not what we see today as far as being able to have stadiums like this, promotions, all kind of fan attendance. You're able to make some money with minor league ball clubs now that, you know, in the 70s and 80s, it wasn't this good.
No, I did wind up not going to Altoona at that time, and I flippantly said to Pat McKernan, if I could get the Albuquerque team, I'd take it in a minute. Just flippant. I said, He said, I'll call Schweppy Monday morning. I said, oh, forget it. I said, I can't leave anyhow. I've got these 5 McDonald's that are driving me crazy. And he said, I'll go. Long story short, he was there for 21 years as a GM, ran a nice operation for us, and we then came to Altoona in 1999 when we got this team.
So many amazing players have come through this organization, and it's been a great affiliation with the Pirates. And you go back to the days of even Andrew McCutcheon and Pedro Alvarez and Neil Walker as Josh Bell rolls out. Who's your favorite, Bob, in all the years here in Altoona? Maybe a player that's come through.
Well, the first favorite here was Adam Heise, who I really loved him. He was a great guy off the field as well as on. He's come back for celebrations here and different times. Even from Phoenix, he was nice enough to come over for us. So.
And I would imagine so many Pirate fans in the neck of the woods here in Altoona, which makes this a fantastic affiliation.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. That's one of the reasons. This is the smallest city in AA baseball in America. There's only 48,000 people here. So it's really a small market, but the staff has done a great job. We've reached out 60 to 70 miles away for people coming in, and it keeps growing each and every year. So we're very proud of that, and we try to keep our prices as low as possible and attract more fans. Remember, I came up in McDonald's with Ray Kroc when hamburgers were 15 cents, you know? And I guess the national average end was about 45. They just told him he was crazy. So if we keep the steady prices for people to be able to afford to come, they come back again. So that's what we want to impress on the fans.
Few of the Pirate fans in attendance. It's Stetson Alley as the batter. And hey, you promised us a curve burger. What's this curve burger you speak of?
Well, it's a half-pound black Angus steak. It's a it's a burger, though, you know. And it's on a special Italian bun. And we sell many, many, many of them, and they're very well. All the scouts love them, so that's how we get into that.
We're going to put one in this man, Brian McRae, before the night is over.
We're going to, how about in about 5th inning?
I like how you think.
Yeah.
I need something by then.
I need something in here in your stomachs to go down a little bit. You eat this, you won't eat until tomorrow night.
So what are some of the unique things here at the ballpark?
Well, one of the nicest things we have is an indoor batting cage for the ball players. We have that. We have, as far as the fans are concerned,
yes.
Yeah, the fans get a nice seat, number one. When we built the stadium, if you look down there, you'll see that those seats have a 42-inch riser as opposed to most places 33 to 36. And they criticized me for that. So what do you want to do that for? I said, because when I go to the ballpark, I like to just sit there, and if somebody wants to get up next to me and go, he can just walk right around me. I don't have to stand up to let him out. So that's one of the greatest trademarks of this stadium that the fans enjoy. They enjoy the comforts of the parking here and prices. Those are the big things for them.
A roller coaster in right field makes it a very attractive visual setting here.
Yeah, it sure does. And that roller coaster is over 105 years old.
That's why Ashley didn't want to get on there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I used to ride it when I was a little kid. That was a couple days ago. Yeah, there goes a cart right now.
So the roller coaster far exceeded the ballpark situated on this site here in Altoona, Pennsylvania. As Bob Lozanek, the owner, joins us here in the 3rd inning. His team, the Curve, lead the Senators 2-1, and Mel Rojas Jr. is the batter, and a big swing and a miss. So, Bob, thanks so much for your hospitality.
Okay.
We'll do this again sometime.
See you in the 5th. Okay. Thank you, Brian.
It's the Curve up 2-1.
Come on, guys.
Trea Turner leads off the top of the 4th for the Senators. He has a rule named after him. And for more on that, let's check in with Ashley.
Thanks, guys. Tommy John has a surgery. Mario Mendoza has a line. And Trea Turner now has an MLB rule. When the Nationals, Padres, and Rays first agreed to their huge trade back in December, the Nationals were left with a player to be named. It was reported that the player was going to be Trea Turner, but due to the MLB draft rules, Turner was ineligible to be traded until June 13th, a year after he signed with the Padres. This caused the MLB and Players Union to agree on amending the Major League rules in respect to the player to be named in the Rule 4 draft. Now any first-year player can be traded the day after the conclusion of the World Series, as well as the new rules also provide that players in the most recent draft cannot be used as a player to be named during the summer in which they're drafted. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, really some interesting stuff there. As you see Turner, he fly to center, and Brian Goodwin steps in. And Brian, I thought Turner handled this extremely well. And he said, you know, if I get traded mid-season, say, I'm a mess. I've got to figure out how to get to my next stop, pack up my belongings, and guys go through this all the time. He's had a lot of time to prepare for this, but still under unusual circumstances, as Goodwin nearly hit the pitcher and singles to center field. Goodwin, who flew out to right, almost got Jason Creasy.
Yeah, does a good job of staying on that ball, and Creasy just trying to get out of the way. But back to Turner, it's an odd situation. It's a weird deal that an organization that drafts you that high would want to trade you right away, because that doesn't happen. And then just the dynamics of that whole three-way trade, the big names that were involved in it. You know, at some point you're thinking, okay, they just drafted me, they don't want me anymore. But then you're thinking, I'm going to an organization that wants me, that I may have a chance to move fast through that organization and get to the big leagues. So I guess it's all good.
I guess it all worked out. The Padres handled it extremely well. I mean, they played him every day in San Diego with their Double-A team. That was in San Antonio. And it was strange for them, too, because he doesn't factor into their future
They're hoping
plans.
he doesn't get hurt.
Exactly. But a young man that some of the experts, even former Nats GM Jim Bowden, said he could be the Nats everyday shortstop by the end of the year. He could be an all-star in 3 years. So this organization could be perfect for him after this very
I think in the end it's going to work out.
Right.
But it's just an odd scenario because it never happened.
Matt Skoll, the batter, he doubled and scored back in the second. Goodwin off and running. Good throw, and it's going to be not in time. Oh, he got him. Late call there. Our base umpire, and Goodwin gunned down trying to steal as he gets up slowly.
It looks like the slide caused him
off the bag?
Caused him to come off the bag. Let's see, he gets there in time, but he keeps going and going and
Good
going.
Call.
And you see a lot of middle infielders will do a swipe tag and come up and show the umpire and not keep that tag on. And a lot of runners will come off the bag when they slide.
Looked like Jorge Teran was saying he was out of bounds. The wide receiver didn't get the foot down, but he's saying he came off the bag, and that's a great call and a perfect example, Brian, of what you mentioned. Just keep that tag
on.
There.
Keep the tag on, because they're coming into the base with so much momentum, especially if they slide feet or slide head first, that they could come off the bag.
And this fly out from Skoll to Rojas will end the inning. So a single, but a caught stealing, and nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Curve still lead by a run.
Minor League Baseball's Sunday Showcase on the American Sports Network is brought to you by CoCareers.com.
We're at People's Natural Gas Field in Altoona. The Curve lead the Senators 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Had a 57-minute rain delay before we got this game underway, but beautiful conditions here in central Pennsylvania. It's time to check in again with Ashley.
Hi, guys. I'm here with former Major Leaguer Mike Holtz. Even though it's about to start raining, we're going to sit here and have a quick conversation. Mike, how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm great, thank you. What's it like having a team here in Altoona? I mean, you're from around the area. How nice is it to have something like this for the fans as well as the players?
Well, coming from a player's point of view, and I'll stick with that first, being a player and having an atmosphere like this and a ballpark like this to play in, it's got to be a great opportunity for these guys, you know, for the Pirates and Double-A. As far as the fans go, Altoona's got a great, you know, a great fan base, and to have a ballpark like this where they can come and watch a ball game and come on a nightly basis, it's a great thing for them.
And you got to live this life for a while. What's it like, the grind, from your point of view? What was it like to be going through the minor leagues?
It's difficult. I was fortunate. I was a very low round draft pick. I was signed out of Clemson as a senior for $3,500 and a plane ticket, and I took the opportunity and ran with it. You don't get paid a lot. You travel a lot. You don't eat well for the most part, but you're looking for that dream. And fortunately for me, 2 years in and getting an invite to Major League camp as a non-roster guy and just kind of getting outs along the way, I got my first opportunity in the big leagues in 1996 at All-Star break.
And being a low rounder, as you called it, what's it like when you finally get that call up? I mean, at one point in time, you're not even knowing if you're going to get drafted, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, I'm getting to live my dream.
Well, you spend your entire, or at least your collegiate life and growing up dreaming of getting there, and then you get a pro contract, you go in, you play, put up numbers, but nothing really prepares you for that first day stepping on a big league ball field. I remember not being able to feel my legs, because really, here's your opportunity, and you got to run with it. If you get off to a bad break, that might be it. So all that time you spent working hard to get there, and then you finally get there. Now what do you do with it? Because in my eyes, I might have been in the major leagues, but had I not put up good numbers in the major leagues, I truly really wasn't a major leaguer. And then be able to stay there and be able to put up numbers consistently, because that really is what it's all about. Go there and put up numbers, not a couple months, but year after year after year. And I was able to piece together a couple good years in my career and some not so good years. But for these guys, you can get called up right from here. I got called up out of AA. I was in Jackson, Mississippi when it happened. So you never know.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Back up to y'all.
That's what it's all about, chasing the dream, Brian.
And when you get there, it's better than you can ever imagine. My first day, I got called up from AA. I got a knock on my hotel door about 4:30 in the morning with the manager telling me, you need to go to the ballpark, get your stuff. You're going to the big leagues. And you can't believe it.
Baye with a pop-up on the right side of the diamond. Who wants it? Defoe there. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Yeah, you don't forget those moments, to say the least.
And they say, it's easy getting there, which is not easy getting to the big league.
No, it's not.
But they joke around. It's easy getting here. It's hard staying. And that's the key that people want to do. You want to get to the big leagues first, but you want to stick around and try to have a long career.
Gift Ngope, the batter. Shortstop out of South Africa. A bounce to third his only time in. Chris Mahalik is the pitching coach of this Harrisburg Senators team, and he remembers his first big league game because the first batter he ever faced was Brian McRae. So he waits for that call-up, finally gets his opportunity. He's at Shea Stadium. He's facing a batter named Brian McRae, and then he punched you out. And he remembered that better than you, ironically enough.
Yes, a long list of other pitchers struck me out, too. So I think he said he got me and then Todd Hundley right afterwards.
Back-to-back. Ngope will pop one back and out of play. So you don't forget the call-up. You certainly don't forget your first opportunities in the majors. And Chris Mahalik grew up in the Chicagoland area. He's pitching coach here with the AA Harrisburg Senators.
Now, you don't forget those things because baseball is such a negative game. You're always hearing what you can't do and how hard it is to make it to the big leagues and how many guys don't stick and how this and how that. So when you get there, you savor everything.
And Ngope with a base hit. You're talking about a young man who might be one of the best defensive shortstops in the minors, but now it's starting to come together offensively, and it's exciting to see.
Yeah, that's a good swing there. Nice, short, and compact. Didn't try to do too much.
Young man who grew up basically in a baseball clubhouse in South Africa where his mother took care of the facility. He grew up around cricket and soccer, but his love gravitated to baseball. And Ngope with the base hit, and here's Jason Creasy, the pitcher.
And with Major League Baseball International branching out and doing camps and clinics all over the world, you're seeing some of these other areas that didn't produce Major League ball players starting to produce them.
South Africa has produced a couple of players, but Ngope had to go to Italy as part of a MLB academy just to be seen. So it's been quite a journey for him just to get to AA, and then who knows what happens beyond here.
But because he's here, that gives somebody else hope in those other countries. Like, well, you know, there's a guy playing double. He may not get to the big leagues, but some young kid is looking at this and saying, maybe I can do this.
Well, there's no doubt. And that's what's so exciting about some of the countries maybe not represented with a lot of minor league or major league players. From South Africa, Gift Ngope came in hitting .260 on the year. We were promised maybe a highlight play from him defensively. We'll wait and see because Creasy strikes out to end the inning. So a base hit from Ngope, but he's left on. Jason Creasy down looking to end the frame. Actually down swinging. 2-1 Curve lead. Rain, please go away. There's some light sprinkles now as we go to the 5th inning. 57-minute rain delay before this game got underway. The Curve lead the Senators 2-1 as we go to the 5th. See the overcast skies here in central Pennsylvania. Got to see a lot of the state today on your drive over from Pittsburgh.
It wasn't a bad drive after you got out of Pittsburgh.
Drew Vedelson leads off the 5th inning against Jason Creasy. Up through the Alleghenies and through the hills. A lot of lush green in the state here in June. Vedelson will shoot one down the left field line, and that's a base hit. Salcedo will cut it off. Vedelson's going to try for 2. Here's the throw. Safe at second. It was close. Vedelson with the double leading off the 5th inning.
Vedelson did a good job coming out of the box. Watch as he's running hard right out of the box. If he's not doing that, he's out at second base because he made a good turn, cut the corner well there, didn't go too wide, and just gets in there with a double.
The feeling you'd probably advocate that in any situation as Sean Plefner bats. But after that rain we had earlier today, you know, those outfitters, the footing maybe not as sure, Brian, as normal. And if you've got to take that extra step or you've got a plan to make that throw, might give that base runner that one extra step.
Exactly. And you have to be a little tentative with your steps there so you don't slip and fall. But a runner has to, a batter runner, you have to take advantage of that and run hard right out of the box.
We've seen one triple tonight already landed a mud puddle down the right field line, so you never know. This one down the left field line, and that one's fair, and it's going to take a crazy bounce. So Plefner with extra bases. Vedelson will score to tie the game. Plefner on his way to 3rd, and he's in there safely. A double and a triple to start the Harrisburg 5th inning. And one of the quirks in this ballpark, that high fence in the left field corner caused problems for Salcedo.
Yeah, Salcedo got there and looked like he was good position to play the rebound off the wall. And then it just hit a little bit higher. Then he slips and falls. So he's not having a lot of fun in this inning.
Say that again. New ball game tied at 2, and there's the go-ahead run 90 feet away, and you see the infield creeping in already for Chris Bostic, who is the 7th place hitter. He popped to short his only time in. Bostic has knocked in 1 run. They're hacking and fouls one right back to the screen. Played in 62 games with Potomac this year. Hit .274 in high A. Came over in a trade from the Rangers organization last December. And a chance to put the Senators in front. Chopper to 3rd, right at Wood. He'll freeze the runner and get out number 1. A big first out for Jason Creasy.
That situation as a hitter, you have to look for something up that you can drive through the infield, drive up the middle. That ball got in on Bostic, kind of jammed him a little bit.
That was one step towards getting out of this inning with no further damage being done. Brian Giroldeman, the catcher who bounced to first, will hit. This should get the job done. Rojas in center will track it down. Plefner will tag and score. Not even a throw offered, and the Senators Lead at 3-2. Double and a triple, and both runners score this inning. And now Austin Voth, the pitcher, will bat with 2 outs and nobody on base, but now working with the lead for the first time tonight. And that one just missed from Jason Creasy. Voth flew out to right field in his only at bat. Well, that one a little bit too high. Now it's 2-0. The last thing you want to do if you're Creasy and you finally picked up a couple of outs is to walk the pitcher.
Yeah, it looks like he may be a little frustrated with how the inning has gone and kind of lost his focus there.
Sure did. 4-pitch walk. And it'll turn the lineup over for Wilmer Defoe.
Second baseman, Wilmer Defoe.
So a double and a triple to start the inning, then a ground out, a sac fly, and the 4-pitch walk to the pitcher. Defoe, first pitch hacking. This one's in the air a long time. Moroff is there, and the inning comes to an end. But not before the Senators get a pair of runs. We're halfway done from Altoona. Harrisburg now up by a run. Fans in Altoona having a good time on a Sunday night. Even though the hometown 9 now trailing in the game for the first time. Senators leading 3-2. They'll have the top of the lineup. Will Altoona, Wood, Moroff, and Bell this inning. Eric Wood tripled back in the second. A young man from Toronto, Canada. First Canadian selected in the draft back in 2012 out of Blinn Junior College in Brenham, Texas.
You're familiar with that area, aren't you?
Yeah, I certainly am. That's a great JUCO. Turned out a lot of good players. Eric Wood tripled back in the second, but he did not score. Gets a hanger here and bloops one to left, falling fast. Base hit in front of Bostic. Second base hit of the night for Wood.
Sometimes it's not how hard you hit it, it's just where you hit it.
Between Turner and Bostic out there in shallow left field. This is a team hitting .276. The Altoona Curve tops in this 12-team Eastern League. And they were shut out last night for the first time all season, even though it was a 7-inning game. They had the distinction of being one of 3 teams in all of minor league baseball not to be shut out, and that tells me that they've got some pretty good depth and pretty good hitters throughout this lineup, including this man, Max Moroff, who leads the league in base hits. So Eric Wood, he's off and running. The hit and run was on. And Defoe still trying to get the out at second. The ball slipped out of his hands. Even with the runner going, he was going to try to get that force on Eric Wood and was unable to make the play.
And I think if he's able to make a clean exchange, even with the runner Wood going, that he would have got him. Because Wood held up just a little bit as the ball was passing him. I don't think that was a bad move by Defoe to get the lead runner. I just think that he bobbled the exchange, and that's what caused the error. But he still would have had a chance to get him at first base, or get him at second base.
It's a big error because now there's 2 men on base for Josh Bell, and he takes a strike. Bell got a single in the first and scored. Coming off the MVP season last year in the Florida State League, despite playing 84 games. He played in the Futures game, and then he came to Double-A. And he didn't hit a homer in 24 games in Altoona. He had just 2 extra base hits and more than 100 plate appearances. This year he's hit 3 home runs, but the RBIs are up, Brian. So sometimes these young kids, and he came straight out of the high school ranks, takes them a little while to kind of grow into their swing and their bodies.
Well, you look at his batting average, over his career, and he's over 300. But the slugging percentage up, on-base percentage up, so that means he's understanding his swing a little bit more, driving the ball more, and growing into his body. You have to remember, first few years after he signed in 2011, he was injured. He missed a whole season. So it takes a while to come back from all those injuries.
And really an exciting player for this Pirates organization. You're talking about a kid who came out of the Dallas area in Irving, second-round pick in 2011. Gatorade Texas Player of the Year, first-team high school All-American. Got a lot of money to sign and starting to put up big numbers here at Double-A. A single back in the first inning, his 80th hit of the year. He's a guy, though, that has 6 triples, good speed, learning to play a new position at first base. Trying to tie up this game or maybe put the Curve back in front. Instead, he takes ball 4, and the bases are loaded. First 3 Altoona batters this inning have reached. So Austin Voth now working with the lead in a bit of a jam because he has to face this big slugger, the power hitter Stetson Alley, who has 10 home runs on the year.
And really, Austin's thinking, I got a blue pit, I jammed the guy, got a ground ball, so I shouldn't even be in this position right now.
Chris Mahalik, his pitching coach, will pay a quick visit to the mound, and he might tell him the same thing. Brian, listen, you've made some pitches this inning. You could easily have a couple of outs, but now you've got to navigate some trouble.
Right, and navigating trouble is limiting damage. You know, you're not expecting to get out of this inning without giving up a run, but you don't want to give up a 4 or 5 spot. And that's what good pitchers are able to do. They'll take a bases-loaded situation, nobody out, give up 1 run. You feel like you still have the upper hand even though the game's tied, but they had a chance to do more damage against you than they did. And that's kind of your mindset right here. He's got to try to get a ground ball, get a double play.
Austin Voth had a busy first inning, gave up a couple of runs, been more economical since. But the next pitch will be his 80th, and he will be facing Stetson Alley. And Brian, I'm anxious to see what the future holds for this young man. We mentioned he started as a pitcher. He threw just 26 innings. He walked 37 guys. He hit 10 men. Instead, that was it. He threw over 100 miles an hour when the Pirates drafted him. Well over $2 million in the signing bonus, but he was so wild and so out of control, he made that switch to a position player, and he strikes out a lot, but boy, that power potential is there.
The power potential is there, and we've seen guys make that transition. Rick Enkel comes to mind.
High pop-up coming back in our direction, right over the top of our heads in the broadcast booth. And you've been hit by one
object already today.
There's the home runs. Last year, Stetson Alley had a 20 home run season, the first Curve player to do that since 2005 with those 21 long balls. Already 10 this year.
But the problem is going to be the swing and miss,
no doubt,
and the strikeout. And as he advances and moves on up, you know, those holes that Double-A pitchers find, the Triple-A pitchers are going to expose even more so.
His strikeout in the first inning, the 70th time this year he struck out, and you know Austin Voth would love to get one here with the bases loaded and nobody out. I like that Ankiel comparison. It's one I think fits. And Alley will swing and miss. So there's the strikeout that Voth needed to get that first out, and that's been the Achilles heel for this.
And that will be. Fastball elevated in the zone. Something that not a lot of hitters are going to be able to get to. Now Austin's 1 pitch away, and that's what the infielders have to say to him. Everybody's, hey, you're 1 pitch away from getting out of this.
6 strikeouts, but he wants to get a double play off the bat of Mel Rojas Jr., who's walked and struck out in this game. Nearly hit him on the elbow.
In the minor leagues, you're going to see guys that have one tool that's extraordinary at times. A power tool or the arm or the speed. can they blend that with other pieces of their game to be a more complete player?
It's an aspect of this game that is exciting for scouts, and it's one that can frustrate coaches and managers when you see a kid with potential and one outstanding tool, how to translate that into the ability to play every day if you're a position player, or get outs if you're a pitcher.
And the ability to make adjustments on your own, because this game is about making adjustments mid-game, maybe mid-inning. Some guys can do it, some guys can't.
That's what separates them, really, isn't it?
Right. The guys that can do it on the fly, can understand the things that the other team's trying to do to them, make an adjustment, put it into play, and have it work.
2 balls and a strike to Mel Rojas Jr. with the bases loaded. It's now 3-1.
Because I played in the minor leagues, especially the low minor leagues, rookie ball, A-ball, with players that are a lot more talented than me, and wondered why they didn't go any further. I saw pitchers that threw harder than guys that I faced in the big leagues, guys that hit balls farther, guys that had better arms in right field and shortstop. But that was all they had. They didn't have a complete game.
3-1 pitch is ripped down the right field line. This could clear the bases. 2 runs will score. Josh Bell with that great speed will be held at third base. Mel Rojas Jr. knocks in 2. And it's Altoona back in front by a run.
Looked like a breaking ball that got left out over the plate. Mel Rojas Jr. was able to hook it down the line. That was like maybe a changeup, something off speed. Edelson does a good job of retrieving the ball and getting it back in.
Boy, you're right. We saw a ball earlier die in a puddle. That time he got the kick and he played it back in. And for the time being, that saved the 3rd run from scoring.
Yeah, Tom Prince had to put the stop sign on quickly with Josh Bell rounding 3rd.
Activity's been going in the Senators bullpen, and Tom Prince going to make that pitching change here in the 5th inning. So Harrisburg got the lead in the top of the 5th with 2 runs, only to see Altoona answer with 2 more in the bottom of the frame, and they're not done, but Austin Voth is. So we'll have a pitching change here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll step aside and come back with more from Altoona in a moment. Pitching change made by the Senators. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Austin Voth is done. Paul Demney is on. And Brian, you see his numbers now, 20 appearances on the year. Outstanding ERA of 1.57. And he has the lowest batting average against of any pitcher in the Eastern League at 125.
And that shows me that he has power stuff. Watching him warm up, good hard fastball, looks to be in the low to mid 90s, and a power breaking ball. So he's a swing and miss type guy. And they're in a swing and miss type situation here with runners on 2nd and 3rd.
It's funny we mentioned Blinn Junior College earlier in the game from Eric Wood. He led off this frame with a single and score. Demney, another Blinn product, and he will face Edward Salcedo. He knocked in 2 runs in the 1st. There's 2 more men in scoring position for him, and Altoona up by a run. Starts with a breaking ball and it misses off the corner. Salcedo's not hit a home run this year, but he's knocked in 16 runs. Infield playing halfway.
And we saw Salcedo in his first at bat attack the fastball on the first pitch. This at bat, same type of situation, runners in scoring position, 2 straight breaking balls, but they missed, so they're going to have to come back. Even with the base open, they may have to come back with a fastball.
And he did, but he missed. 3-0. So Demney has misfired on 3 straight since replacing Austin Voth. Swinging away, 3-0, and he gets it by Turner. Bell will score. Rojas stops at 3rd, and swinging away on the 3-0 pitch. Edward Salcedo has knocked in another run for Altoona.
Probably not the pitch that he wants to swing at and 3-0 because he rolled over it. You want something that you can drive, but he was able to just get that ball past the drawn in infield and Turner diving there. And it was a good result, but probably bad execution.
Well, I thought Turner might just make that play, but it got by him. And you see Rojas 90 feet away at third base. And Salcedo having the big game tonight with 3 runs batted in. Sebastian Valle, the catcher.
This is a chance for Altoona now to blow this game open. They can hit and run here. They can do a straight steal. They can put some more pressure on Harrisburg. They have them on the ropes right now. As an offense, you want to throw a big crooked number out there when you get a chance.
Valle strokes one to left, and it is fair and off the fence. Salcedo's being waved in. And the throw to the plate is late. 2 more come home. Valle with the 2-run double. You talk about crooked numbers. How about a 5-run inning?
Look at with location. That ball was supposed to be on the outside part of the plate. Comes back over the middle. And Valle lines it down the line.
Some quirks in the outfield here in this ballpark, and Bostic played the ball back in, but not before. Salcedo scored all the way from first base on a double to left field. So Valle with a pair of RBIs and a 5-run inning, and the Curve not done. So Demny came into this game the lowest batting average against of any reliever in the Eastern League, and he's given up a single and a double. And here's Ngope. He singled in his last at bat. Young man from South Africa. Played in a couple of World Baseball Classics representing his home country.
He was young in the first baseball classic that he played in. I think he was one of the youngest players in that event.
That one nearly got him.
Walks, 6 strikeouts, 88 pitches, 48 strikes.
That pitch is off the corner, and you think about maybe hitting a batter, and a lot of conversation this weekend between these two teams' parent clubs, the Nationals and the Pirates, because first of all, back on Friday night, a former Senator had a big game, but not as big as Max Scherzer did yesterday. As that ball was fouled down the right field line. So Joe Ross gets the win for the Nationals over the Pirates. Yesterday, Scherzer takes a perfect game, Brian, into the 9th before Tabata took one off the elbow. It looked like he kind of...
Yeah, I don't think he took one off the elbow. He leaned in there. But to Scherzer's credit, he was able to keep himself composed. And a lot of pitchers, they would have lost it after that and not been able to concentrate and finish the task.
He got the no-hitter. He got the chocolate syrup bath, which is a new one for me as far as the post-game celebration.
And that's a nasty one, because how do you get that out of uniform?
It is. Even the sideline guy got the dousing of the Hershey's syrup. But then today, you talk about a no-hitter hangover. How about the Nationals hanging 9 runs on the Pirates in the first inning today?
And that's the deal breaker. Game's over. And it was ugly. The Pirates had not played a game that bad all year. They've been in a good little stretch here over the past 2 weeks, too.
8-game winning streak has resulted in a thud in D.C. as Ngope takes ball 4.
Now they're on a 3-game losing streak.
Right. Bryce Harper today hit his 24th home run. We're curious if we might see his brother Brian, who's a reliever on this Harrisburg team.
Brian from South Carolina University, where I think he won 2. I know he won 1 for sure, maybe 2 national championships there as a member of the Gamecocks.
So Jason Creasy batting. He is the 9th man to hit this inning. His manager, Tom Prince, just whispered to him. I have a feeling it went something like this. Bunt.
May tell him take a strike first and then bunt.
Demny needs it out. And Creasy trying to give him one, but bunted it foul.
See how much Tom Prince thinks that Creasy can handle the bat, because with the first baseman charging, you may let your guy swing away.
Had a big margin to bunt from, and there's a breaking ball that was outside, and Creasy, who struck out 2 times today, wasn't within a foot.
That was not a good attempt to bunt there. But with the first baseman charging and you're bunting to first base, you're bunting into the defense.
Creasy will try and bunt with 2 strikes, and he'll bunt 1 foul, so he has struck out all 3 times today. But even with that strikeout, the inning continues, and Eric Wood, who led things off with a single, will be the 10th man to bat in this 5th inning. So now a couple of blend products going head to head. And a chance for Eric Wood to pick up his 3rd base hit. Think of the success the Pirates have had in recent years, Brian, not just at the big league level. It's translated, of course, to the minors, and maybe you could say it started in the minors and worked its way up to the majors.
I think most ball clubs, when you see the good runs that they have, you know, even though people say the Yankees bought championships, the core of those championships were Yankee prospects that came up to the big leagues and started playing well. You know, your Jeters and Bernie Williams,
Posada.
You know, they didn't win championships until those guys started to get established. Because when I came to the big leagues in the early 90s, the Yankees were bad. You know, 1990 to 93, 94, they were a bad team. Mattingly only went to the playoffs once with the Yankees. That was in his last year. That was what, 95?
I think it was. And you think of a guy like Eric Wood, he's been part of a playoff team 3 straight years now in the minors, and this Altoona team may be on its way towards winning its 40th game of the year, chance to be in the postseason again. So guys that have followed the path with Wood have been part of some success at the minor league level as they work their way towards the major league team in the hopes of helping out the Pirates like Tom Prince did back in the day.
I think you look at some of the teams now that are at the forefront of Major League Baseball, the Kansas City Royals. Those guys played together for a lot in the minor leagues and won championships.
Came up together.
Yes, they did.
Wood will strike out, but that is a 10-batter inning, 5 score, a crooked number. It's now 7-3. The Altoona Curve over the Harrisburg Senators. Altoona leads Harrisburg 7-3 as we head into the 7th inning. Also joined in the booth by the general manager of the Altoona Curve, Rob Egan. Rob, thanks for joining us.
Brett, good to see you. Brian, hello.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's great to be in Curve, PA. Even when it rains, we still have about 6,000 people here on a Sunday night, so not too bad.
Well, speaking of rain, I know it's all hands on deck when you work in the minor leagues. You're a former broadcaster, now turned general manager. You were out there working on the field, trying to get it ready. In fact, we got a little shot of your specialty here, helping squeegee the field. I think you've done this a time or 2.
Yes, definitely. It is all hands on deck, and I'm so proud of our staff to be able to get out there and get it done and get the game going at 6:55.
Not only get it done, but get it done in a timely manner and get it done the right way, because we've seen some teams that don't have a staff that knows how to put a tarp on, and it can get ugly.
Well, it can, definitely. And, you know, McLean Murphy, our groundskeeper, who's in his first year as a head groundskeeper, but had been an assistant for several years under Brian Ball down in Myrtle Beach and Gwinnett, does a great job for us. And right after we got done, he calls up on the radio and says, guys, thank you so much for all the help that you gave us, because we're able to get the game going. Without you, it wouldn't have happened. So it's that kind of team effort, and much appreciated by the staff.
You ruin a pair of shoes? Or
absolutely. They're squishy, buddy.
Trea Turner, the batter, and he fouls one back. You know, when you're a broadcaster, you could say, hey, I don't have time for a tarp pull. I'm doing the pregame show.
That's right.
But as a general manager, you don't have that luxury.
I do not have that excuse anymore. So I'm down there if needed. And you know what? It's one of those things that's what minor league baseball is all about. You never know what you're going to do from one day to the next in terms of things that pop up like that. Certainly, we've all been through rain situations, but rain situations with a nationally televised game? No, we haven't. So we had to kind of scramble a little bit today.
And is that something that you practice with the staff?
Well, you know what? We do practice pulling the tarp out early in the season. We'll do a couple preseason tarp pulls just to get them acclimated, get some of the new staff members going. And the expectation is from the COO, David Lozenak, who's our owner, and his Bob's son. David's here day to day with me. From him on down, everybody's expected to get out there if they can.
Spring training tarp pools.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, why not?
It's like a fire drill.
That's it. Sometimes it looks that way, too, but...
Well, Trea Turner is the batter. He's leading off this 6th inning. The Curve up big now, 7-3. And Turner, one of the real young, exciting players in all of minor league baseball, even though the Curve have several top prospects here with them and what has turned out to be a fantastic beginning of the season. Turner fouls one back and shoots one into the seats. But this Altoona franchise has turned out several big-name players on their way to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and you might have a few more on this year's squad.
We sure do, and 117 guys have gone on from here to the big leagues in our 17 seasons now. And, you know, you talk about a Pirates lineup every day that features Andrew McCutchen, the whole starting outfield, Starling Marte, Gregory Polanco, and then you go to the infield, Pedro Alvarez, and Josh Harrison, and Neil Walker. So we're blessed that every day we can see 7 former Curve players in the Pirates lineup.
This ball's up there a long time, and how about that play from Ngope? We were promised a highlight play from a shortstop. I didn't expect it to be tripping over the mound and catching a pop-up, but he got one in.
Shows how athletic he is, because that's tough when you're going full speed on the mound. He goes down to a knee, but is still able to corral a pop-up.
That is some type of play. That's an effort, and I'm glad that play was on national television tonight here on the American Sports Network, because you talk about obstacles. You're almost dealing with multiple issues, but somehow he made that play, and he comes out unscathed, I believe.
That might be top 10 worthy right there.
I saw a catch last night in a high school game that was number 2 as far as the play of the day. I think that might have been one of the plays right there. And there's a bouncer to second by Goodwin. Quickly, 2 outs. Now, Rob, your team is extremely creative on some of the promotions as we take one more look. And you're going to watch this from the backside. Coming up and over the mound.
Shortstop. Comes on the mound. On a knee. Sliding. And made it look easy.
Well, he sure did. I want to talk about these promotions, Rob, because you guys have Punxsutawney Phil bobblehead night coming up and Mr. Rogers sweater vest uniform giveaway.
Yes. Well, we really wanted to tie in with Central and Western PA with our giveaways this year, and you can see some of them up on the screen here. And the Mr. Rogers jersey, we just announced that last week, and it exploded on the internet and on Twitter and so forth.
You've gone viral.
Yeah, we have. I think we did with this one, and people love it. We're getting calls from all over, people wanting to buy one.
Because this is the jersey you see on your screen. That's what the players will be wearing that night.
That's correct, and we'll auction them off after the game. The proceeds going to Children's Public Broadcasting, who's helping us with the night, of course, and the Fred Rogers Company was kind enough to let us use the likeness.
Let's go back and see that Jabba the Hutt jersey from a Star Wars night, because that was another one that generated some attention. 2-0 the count, and it's in there for a strike, and you're going to see it again on the lower left portion of your screen. What was the players' reaction when they put that jersey in?
Well, they thought it was hideous, but then we went out and scored 13 runs, so they loved it. They said, can we get some more? And that's what we were kind of looking for, because a lot of minor league teams do Star Wars nights. We had never done one here, so we thought, okay, we got to make ours really unique. So Jabba the Hutt was the start of it with the jerseys, and then we brought members of the Garrison Corrida, which is a Star Wars reenactment team, so to speak, with Darth Vader and Boba Fett and several other characters. Fans ate that up, these real life, you know, like you saw in the movies, costumes. And just a terrific night. 7,400 people here on a Sunday night in May. It was really good.
And what was the impetus for the Punxsutawney Phil bobblehead, and what has the reaction been from your fan base about the anticipation for that?
They're excited about that because everybody knows Punxsy Phil, right? If not just Pennsylvania-wide, worldwide. And sometimes we don't like what that groundhog has to say on February 2nd, but we're putting him on a bobblehead with his handlers, you can see on the screen there. And that's coming up here a little bit later in the season. And we also have a pretty cool thing with Tony Dorsett coming to the ballpark, probably our biggest celebrity ever to come here outside of Vice President Dick Cheney.
Well, Brian, I love the creativity, if nothing else.
But in Steeler country, you're having Tony Dorsett.
Well, you still got those Pitt Panther ties.
That's what we're banking on. That's what we're banking on. You're right. Steelers fans may not like the Cowboys, but they do like TD because he grew up in Pittsburgh and, of course, went to Pitt.
Drew Vettleson, the batter, with 2 outs here in the 6th. Rob Egan, the GM of the Curve, joining us up in the booth, talking about this unique franchise, this small market right in the middle of central Pennsylvania, and the creativity they've had in their promotions that have gotten them some national attention here in recent weeks, and a pretty good ball club to match.
It was all part the Fred Rogers with the Mr. Rogers sweater jerseys, the bobblehead with the groundhog on it, Punxsutawney Phil, and Pete Vukovich, who is former Cy Young winner in the American League with the Brewers, is from our area, so we wanted to honor him because we had never done that over the course of our time. So we're trying to, make those central and western Pennsylvania tie-ins, and Vuk still lives in our area.
There's ball 4 to Vettleson. Wasn't Vukovich Clu Haywood? Am I thinking of the right guy?
That is absolutely correct. He was the first baseman, Clu Haywood, in Major League.
In Major League. Now, speaking of that, I understand. I understand.
I walked myself into this one.
Yes, you did. That you were part of Major League 3.
Yes.
Correct, in the movie?
Yes, a box office smash that it was. Major League 3 back to the minors. And I was in Charleston, South Carolina at the time as a radio broadcaster, and they needed an extra for a PA announcer, so big stretch.
So a movie star, a minor league broadcaster, and a general manager. That's a healthy resume.
Triple threat.
That's it. That's it. It's been fun, for sure.
Quick meeting on the mound with Jason Creasy, working with his 4-run lead in the 6th inning, but back-to-back walks with 2 outs, giving us a little more time with Rob Egan. And
Rob, with all the changes with affiliation in minor league ball, it's been refreshing that this ball club Altoona's been with the Pirates since 1999.
Yes.
How hard has that been with all the changes that you've seen out there?
Well, what's made it nice is that it hasn't been hard. Both the Pirates and the Curve both yield benefits from the relationship, because before this ballpark was here, people and Pirates fans in this area long before the Curve were even dreamed of. So once we came about and were able to affiliate with the Pirates, it's been a great relationship.
2-0 pitch, a little bit high, 3-0.
Not just from a marketing perspective for both franchises, but, it's a natural to have players develop, get up to AA, and then head on up to AAA Indianapolis, then Pittsburgh. So just 2 rungs from the big leagues right here, 90 miles away from Pittsburgh, and they can have major leaguers rehab down here very easily as well.
But you see a lot of changes where some of their affiliates are closer, and it just seems like it's odd that you really can't tell which teams are where anymore, where 10, 20 years ago, you knew Columbus was the Yankees and this was that, and that's not like that so much anymore.
No, it is unusual. In fact, we're their longest standing affiliate now, the Pirates' longest standing affiliate, and we're proud of that. And we're signed up through 2018. We don't anticipate that ever changing.
Count has gone from 3-0 to 3-2 to Pleffner, so Skoll and Vettleson will be off on this payoff pitch, and it's high, and that's ball 4, and it gives me one more opportunity to ask you maybe to share the origin of the name Curve for the fans watching across the country that may not quite understand where that came from.
Yes, there is a curve in the railroad track around a mountain here that was built in the 1850s, Pennsylvania Railroad coming through the area. A key artery going from east to west, and basically you had to deal with the mountains here in central Pennsylvania. So instead of going through the mountain and blasting with dynamite and trying to get through, they decided to go around, and it's really an engineering marvel when you see that a train can kind of curve around a mountain like it does. And so that's where the name came from. It's not just the curve ball, but it's more so for the horseshoe curve, which is about 5 miles away from where this ballpark
But it's
sits.
a good play on words for baseball.
Absolutely.
Also.
It's got the double meaning, for sure.
We get to experience a few of your curves on the drive over today from Pittsburgh, the scenic drive
yes.
all the way to Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, 22 is a little bit of an adventure, isn't it, fellas?
Especially with all the construction they have on it right now.
Yes, exactly.
John Daniel Medina, the new pitcher, making his 20th appearance. You see the earned run average, a good one, 2.57 and 28 innings of work, replacing Creasy, who, for the most part, Brian pitched well tonight, but seemed to run out of gas with those 3 straight walks in the
And it looked
6th.
like the 6th was going to be an easy inning. Had 2 outs and 4 pitches, and then things kind of got away from him.
Medina finishes his warm-up tosses. We'll reintroduce our guest. He is the general manager of the Altoona Curve. Rob Egan, a movie star, and of course the guy who's come up with some very unique promotions this year. We talked about the Mr. Rogers sweater vest and the Punxsutawney Phil bobblehead. You guys have kind of outdone yourself, so where do you go from here as far as creativity for that next promotion that's coming up?
We just constantly have promotional meetings and think, how can we do it differently? You know, we have Jordy Mercer. He's the starting shortstop for the Pittsburgh Pirates. We happened to hear on one of the Pirates pregame shows that he looks an awful lot like Jim Carrey, which we knew that. We saw him when he played here. So we're like, okay, we're not just going to do a Jordy Mercer bobblehead. We're going to do Jordy Mercer in Lloyd Christmas outfit. So he is in a Lloyd Christmas suit, orange from top to bottom with the top hat and the suit, and he loves it, by the way. His teammates rib him about that he looks like Jim Carrey. We showed him the idea. He retweeted it, and away we go.
When you get the buy-in from the players, you know you're onto something.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we may even have a look at the Jody Mercer bobblehead in the upper left corner.
Yep. There
That's solid.
Thank you. So it's just trying to pick little ideas like that and not just make it a plain bobblehead. Anybody can give that away. We try to put a unique spin on it and have some fun with it.
All part of the fun here in Altoona, Pennsylvania. The Curve, meanwhile, leading by 4, but the tying run is at the plate in the presence of Chris Bostic, facing Medina just out of the bullpen. Who are your big rivals with the Curve right now? I know with this Eastern League, there's a lot of teams that are somewhat geographically close.
I would say Akron is the one that historically has been a pretty big rival of ours because we've been in playoff matchups with them a few times, and they always seem to be right there near the top.
This could and should end the inning. Bell is there, and he will make the catch to end the frame. So we got some extra time with Rob Egan. But Rob,
thank you.
Thanks for your hospitality and sharing some ideas with us tonight.
You bet. Thank you, guys. Great to have you here.
We'll see this pop-up caught by Bell to end the inning. This was earlier in the frame from Engelpay. How about that for some athleticism? Curve up by 4. Little chicken dance here at the ballpark. It took place, trust me. More movement than that, but we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. A few changes were made. We'll update you on them in a second. As Moroff will take a strike to begin this inning. Scored a couple of runs. Paul Demney back to the mound. It's our minor league baseball Sunday showcase here in the American Sports Network. Brett Dolan, Brian McCray with you from Altoona, Pennsylvania. BMAC, we worked together, but it's been so long I almost forget how many years it's been.
Yeah, it's, with MLB.com back 2004, 5, or 6 in that range.
I grew up in Southwest Iowa. I was a big Royals fan. Grew up watching you in some of those glory days with the teams, and we're having a great time tonight here in Central Pennsylvania. We're getting a lot in.
Minor league ballpark.
Sure is.
You know, I just like the fact that they're able to showcase minor league baseball all over the country.
Hats off to ASN for what they've done. Meanwhile, Cutter Dykstra, son of Lenny Dykstra, the new second baseman. Big swing from Moroff, and he'll go down on strikes to start the 6th. This week on American Sports Network, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, it's another special edition of the Minor League Baseball All-Star Showcase. We head to Peoria, Illinois for the Midwest League All-Star Game. American Sports Network, your teams, your passion, your network. Got my start in the Midwest League back in 1994. Been a long time. You'll have a good time in Peoria for that All-Star Game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've never been to Peoria before.
Josh Bell, the batter. Tried to hold back, but he waved through it.
The Midwest League was where the Royals had a team in Appleton, but I played in the Florida State League, so I never got a chance to visit the Midwest League.
Boy, that league has changed so much, maybe mirroring what has happened around the minor leagues with new franchises, but a mix of some small towns like Clinton, Iowa, and Burlington with some of the bigger cities, Grand Rapids and King County in that league, and a lot of good talent.
My favorite ballpark is in that league, Quad Cities.
Quad Cities is a good one right there in the Mississippi
there on the water.
River.
Yep.
Dayton and Lansing might put up a beef, but Bell down on strikes. Couple of quick Ks to start this inning.
Just blows Bell away with the high fastball that runs away. Good stuff there. The fastball has some life, late life.
So 2 quick outs for Stetson Alley, who came to the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 5th. Went down on strikes, one of 2 strikeouts on his ledger tonight. We told you Dykstra came in at second base. Meanwhile, Defoe moved over to short, so Trea Turner is out of the game for Harrisburg, and Altoona leading by 4 runs. And hopefully Turner is okay. I know that was the concern with the Padres really the first half of the season. Let's hope this guy doesn't get hurt before the trade comes, when he's able to be moved.
They're thinking, what were we going to do?
Right.
If that doesn't go through.
2 balls and a strike to Stetson Alley. It's a 5-run 5th inning. Let's put the Curve up by 4. Big rip and a miss. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Demney and Girolman working in concert here in this 6th. McKenna's gone full. Here comes your payoff. And that's down and out. So a chance to strike out the side, and 3 up, 3 down, but Alley draws the base on balls, and Demney will have to soldier on here in the 6th. Mel Rojas Jr. doubled in a couple of runs back in the 5th, and really that was the hit that kick-started that entire inning and gave the Curve some separation.
Breaking ball, it looked like he hooked down the right field line. In what turned out to be a 5-run 5th inning.
Chase, the starter, Austin Voth. Demney has been on since. Big swing and a miss from Rojas. He nearly fell backwards.
Demney's getting a lot of swing and misses when he's close to the zone. Has some late life on his fastball, running away from left-handed hitters. You're seeing some funky swings from some pretty good curve hitters right now. That ball run away.
Late on that swing. The next one to Rojas. Drops down and in. Rojas, who started this year at AAA, will take a strike to see the count go to 2-2. The Altoona Curve, the AA team of the Pittsburgh Pirates, taking on the Harrisburg Senators, the AA franchise of the Washington Nationals. In fact, they had a pitcher start for them recently by the name of Strasburg on a rehab assignment. That ball's fouled out of play to the left, and really with the proximity of Harrisburg to D.C., they might be in line for a few more coming up. You think of some of the guys they've got on the disabled list, like a Ryan Zimmerman.
They had Pfister, who had made some starts with them, and it has to be a situation where if you're a player, have a big leaguer come down on a rehab assignment, that you want to pick his brain, see what he does, how he works.
Jason Worth, another But Rojas down on strikes, so Demny strikes out 3 in the inning. Works around the walk from Stetson Alley. Finished off Mel Rojas Jr. It remains a 4-run lead for Altoona. Been a lot to recap in this game. Curve a couple of runs in the first inning. Harrisburg on the board in the second, and then a very busy 5th inning, Brian McRae.
A big 5th inning, 5-run 5th. The double by Mel Rojas Jr. was the big hit in that inning and kind of put the game almost out of reach.
Gerolman leads off the 7th inning against Medina, hoping that those words from BMAC, not the case. Wanting to make him eat those words like Brian's eating that curve burger right now as we speak. Well, fouled back and out of play. Gerolman had a sac fly RBI in the 5th. Well, I'm going to get into the curve burger.
No, let him see it. We want to make him jealous. Let him see it.
We're in the 7th inning here in Altoona.
Oh, baby.
There's a hard one-hopper to Moroff at second base. He'll make the play, and there's one gone.
Make the boys in the truck jealous.
There's the curve burger right there. It's in full form, but check back a little bit later on, and it may
disappear.
Yes, it'll be gone. I need some sustenance for that drive back to Pittsburgh. Senators with a pinch hitter, Derek Robinson. Pat with one out here in the 7th. So Demny is out of the game, and Robinson, a minor league free agent, signed back in January in his 10th professional season. Will bat, you see his numbers.
Longtime Royals prospect.
Yeah, drafted in the 4th round by Kansas City in 2006. Little big league time with the Reds in 2013. Had a shoulder injury, though, in 2014 that put him on the shelf. And wide open stance there from the left side. And looks at strike 1.
And you'll see some guys like Robinson that had a little bit of time in the big leagues, a little older. A lot of organizations bring those guys in to help out some of the younger players, almost as in a role as a coach. So Robinson's over top of the breaking ball.
Robinson, like so many players, though, you said it earlier, some say, you know, it's easier to get to the big leagues than to stay, and it's not easy to get to the big leagues. And Robinson, one of those that had the opportunity, but here he is coming back off an injury, back in Double-A, starting that climb, he hopes, again, towards getting a shot, maybe a Triple-A or
and
beyond.
Not only with the Nationals organization, but as they would tell us all the time, you're playing for the other teams in the league too.
Robinson takes strike 3 called, and he's down looking.
And a lot of players get caught up in who's in front of them in that organization. And our coaches were always telling us that don't worry about this organization. There are other organizations out there that may need guys. So you may make it to the big leagues with somebody else, and that's okay. We're grooming you to try to get you ready for the big leagues somewhere.
Here's Defoe, and he takes one down for a ball. And in this day and age, when we have minor league games on television, there's cameras in every ballpark. There's analytics analyzing whether they like a pitcher's spin rate or an intangible about a hitter. You never know when one organization may treasure something that another organization just doesn't have an interest in.
And who's watching? You know, they watch body language, the little things like that. Just there are a lot of things that go into some organization liking a player, another organization not liking a player.
Ready. For many years, the Oakland A's were one of those teams. They would find players that other organizations had given up on. There was something about them that they liked. And now with the amateur draft past and over, you're going to have some professional scouts who are going to be out in some ballparks checking out a lot of these AA and AAA guys just in case they find somebody to their liking.
Not only that, but it's their job, scouts on other teams, to go out and look at guys just in case there's a trade down the road, or they just have the file reports on guys. There may be a scout here that his job is to cover all the Washington National minor league players. So he's got to come and see 2 or 3 games
at every level.
And he has to file a report on every player. Whether you're going to make a trade for him or not, he's got to file a report. So there's scouts everywhere that are writing things down every day.
Always eyes on you.
Watching batting practice, infield and out, early work, the game, anything that you're doing, they're paying attention.
Ball and 2 strikes to Defoe, and he fouls one back. I'm coming here from the Perfect Game National Showcase in Fort Myers, Florida, where they have the top, say, 300 seniors to be from next year's draft class there. A lot of kids committed already to college, the best of the best, if you will. And, you know, I think that's something they tell those young kids. There's always somebody watching you. They watch you with your body language, how
they
you
watch
come
you
on and off the
stretch.
field.
They watch how you interact with your teammates.
No doubt.
They want to see you fail and see how you react. Because a lot of scouts say that, I don't want to come see you have a 4-for-4 game. I already know you're good. That's why I'm coming to watch you. I want you to go 0 for 4, strike out 3 times, and kick the ball a couple times. How do you react then?
Easy play at first for Bell, and that'll end the inning. Stretch time in Altoona. Curve lead the Senators by 4. Happy Father's Day to you, Brian McCray. And you had a chance much earlier tonight to send out a shout out to your kids back at home.
Yeah, Addison Shea McCray, our 8-year-old daughter. And, she called me about 7 o'clock this morning to wish me a happy Father's Day. Didn't stay on the phone long. But
did you tell her Dad didn't get in till about 1 with some weather issues?
Bad weather, and we made it.
Fans up on their feet during the 7th inning stretch. This game started about 57 minutes late with a light shower right about game time, but we've had fine weather ever since. The Curve lead the Senators 7-3 here in Eastern League action. A win for Altoona would be their 40th of the year and also the 400th in the managerial career of one Tom Prince. And we talked about the great start for Altoona this year. And Brian, these teams do not play a split season in the Eastern League, so it's important to not only get off to a good start, but to maintain it.
Yeah, I think the Southern League now is the only AA league that plays a split season, which allows some teams to regroup for the second half. But this is more like it is when you get to the big leagues. If you get off to a bad start, you're going to have to fight your way back into it. Harrisburg at 29-38, going to have to fight their way back into it, and they don't have the luxury of starting from scratch.
Well, that's a good point, because a lot of roster movement takes place now once the draft has forced an infusion of talent into each team's system. Meanwhile, Abel de los Santos is on the pitch. You see his numbers on the season now in his 19th appearance. 22 strikeouts and 23 2/3 innings of work.
Another power arm coming out of the pen for Harrisburg.
So Abel de los Santos ready to work to Edward Salcedo, who's knocked in 3 of the 7 runs tonight for the Curve. He knocked in 2 with a single in the first inning. Drove home another run during that 5-run 5th. Still have a few innings left to get Ashley up on that roller coaster before this day is done. All lit up now in the nighttime.
They may just keep it open. She can get on
just
after
for
the game.
her. I think that's a fantastic idea. There it is. I mean, it's just waiting for somebody from our ASN crew, not naming names, maybe to go on a little joyride, give us a report. Salcedo takes a big-time breaking ball for a strike. See, it's lonely Each ballpark, a lot of ballparks have their signature view, and certainly the roller coaster applies here as Salcedo goes down on strikes to start the 7th inning. Boy, he's getting some depth on these breaking pitches.
That ball just bottom falls out. Either split or.
I was going to say on further review that looked more than right like a splitter or a real hard changeup of some sort. Sebastian Valle, the catcher, doubled in 2 runs in that 5th. That pitch over, but a little bit low.
De Los Santos gives a little look to John Bacon, the home plate umpire, on that. He thought, I painted up the outside part of the plate. You got to give me a strike on that.
Big rip. Valle did not get cheated. Seen a lot tonight, but we haven't witnessed a home run, and Valle was going to change that if he made contact with one big swing. Two balls and a strike to the catcher for Altoona. He bats in the 7th spot in their lineup. De Los Santos, the 3rd pitcher used tonight by Harrisburg. Foul ball ricocheted back into the seats below us, and it's 2-2.
That was coming in hot. And
it sure was.
Hopefully nobody got hurt on that one.
Boy, around baseball, we've seen some scary situations involving baseballs and bats and fans in the last 2-3 weeks. Ball 3 up and out.
Unfortunately, it's going to take something really serious, and I thought in Boston might have been it. And that young woman that was hit.
Yeah, thank goodness she improved, because you talk about a scary situation.
That was scary for everybody involved and players on the field. You don't feel like playing anymore after that. Yeah, I've been to Japan covering baseball 3 times, and they have netting that goes foul pole to foul pole. Similar to kind of what they did in hockey, but that took a tragedy in the NHL for them to put netting up there like they have it in Europe.
Valle down on strikes, back-to-back Ks from De Los Santos here in the 7th.
But if some of your most expensive seats in the house are behind the netting, how come you can't extend that netting down the line?
I think you're right. I think it's a matter of time, because you're just so close.
And you know, as players, we're out on the field, we have gloves, and we know how to use them. The fans are paying attention to maybe their phone, or having a conversation, or having a drink, or doing whatever. A foul ball comes in at 100-some-odd miles an hour, they have no chance.
Baseball just lends itself to some casual conversation between pitches, and you're right, sometimes it's hard to maintain that concentration when you sit so close and that ball's moving so fast.
I used to sit my mom at Wrigley Field away from where foul balls are hit. She didn't sit in the wives and family section because I knew she talked all the time. She's not paying attention.
Not even when you batted?
No, she'd pay attention for a little bit maybe, but I don't want to hit my mom with a foul ball.
No, you do not. It's strategic planning and some reasoning behind it. Well, Demney posted 3 strikeouts in the 6th, and this young man has a chance to strike out all 3 batters he faces in the 7th. So Abel De Los Santos, Cade Salcedo, struck out Valle, working on Engope, and he got him. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. What an inning for that young man. Got him with some gas. Inning over.
Gas.
Talked a lot about the Curve and their offense, leading the league in hitting, entering play today, and they lead 7-3. Even despite the promotion of Willie Garcia to AAA, who has been riding a big hitting streak in recent weeks. But the last 8 outs for the Curve have been strikeouts. So this game has settled down. Meanwhile, Cutter Dykstra getting his first at bat. He started this year at Syracuse, the son of Lenny Dykstra broke a AAA for the first time. Former second-round pick by the Brewers back in 2008. A couple of years ago, he and his fiancee became parents to the son Bo, and maybe you remember or know his fiancee, Jamie Lynn Sigler, better known as Meadow Soprano in the show. He married, well, his young son Bo with Jamie Lynn. Trea Turner started in this spot, so Dykstra came in an inning ago, and this is his first at bat. Facing Medina. Chopper to third. Wood will make the play and has thrown a bell in plenty of time. And there's one out here in the 8th inning.
So the Curve got Cutter out.
I like it. Hey, coming up on Tuesday, the Midwest League All-Stars. It's the East against the West. That's a 7 o'clock Eastern start time from Peoria, Illinois, on the American Sports Network. Should be a fun time there in Peoria. Curve and Cutter, though, I like it. Did that just come naturally, or were you sitting on that for that sequence?
No, I was just thinking what Lenny Dykstra couldn't hit the Cutter, so that's why they named the son Cutter. And they're playing against the Curve. So we got 2 pitches.
Like how you think. Here's Goodwin. It's a liner to second. Sinking liner. Caught by Moroff for out number 2 here in the 8th inning.
Third baseman, Matt Skoll.
And Matt Skoll, the cleanup hitter. Doubled and scored back in the second. Walked his last time in. We'll bat with the bases empty and 2 outs. He was the Nats minor league player of the year back in 2012 when he hit 27 homers. Drove at 104 in Hagerstown, but an easy out here. Moroff will end the inning. 1, 2, 3 and done goes the top of the 8th for the Senators. 7-3 Altoona leads. It's the minor league baseball Sunday showcase here on the American Sports Network from Altoona, Pennsylvania. Turned into a nice night after some rain before the game. Delayed us by about 57 minutes, but we played on since, and the Curve with a 7-3 lead. Andy Vasquez will pinch hit to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. And Brian, despite this 4-run lead, again, the last 8 outs recorded from the Curve have all been strikeouts. And as I say that, there's a roller off the glove of Pleffner, but they still get the out at first base. So no strikeout, but they'll take it. 1 pitch, 1 out. That was quite a run.
It was a good run of 8 strikeouts there. Pleffner does a good job of corralling the ball, staying with it, making a good throw over to De Los Santos on that play. Keeps it close to him, doesn't panic. De Los Santos did a good job of getting to the bag, acting like a first baseman.
One gone. The lineup turns over for Eric Wood, who has singled and tripled, scored a run. You ever play any infield in your professional career?
I was drafted as shortstop. The first year I played center field was the year I got to the big leagues. I'd never played center field before. So I played short a little bit when I was drafted, moved to second base. Played like 4 years at second base. Went to left field in 1 year in '89 and center field in '90.
You kind of cornered the market. But De Los Santos is showing a live arm tonight. That one is shot foul down the right field side. Near the bullpen area.
Nice lounging couch there in the bullpen.
How about that? Kind of cozy.
If you notice, most ballparks, the home bullpen is a little nicer, better situated than the visiting bullpen. They probably just have a hard bench down there in the visiting bullpen.
Or situated like in Philadelphia, closer to the fans.
Let the fans yell at them and pour stuff on them.
Put the home team further away where the fans can do less damage. De Los Santos has done some damage coming out of the pen. Retired all 4 that he's faced. Well, he's got it going tonight.
Make that 5.
4 of which have been strikeouts.
All De Los Santos does here is rears back, throws a fastball, kept it on the outer third. Wood can't get it. You don't want to face Harrisburg with a lead.
I don't think so. This is a young man who's
down.
struck out more than a batter per inning for his career, and I think we found out why. Although that ball rocketed up the middle by Moroff. So the league's top hit guy gets another. And that is his 82nd base hit of the season.
First baseman, Josh Bell.
Wasn't going to let him get ahead on a fastball and drove it right through the wickets.
Good-looking young player is Max Moroff. Gives us another look at Josh Bell. Singled and walked and scored a couple of runs.
We were talking a few innings ago about teams in the big leagues now that are playing well and how a lot of those core players on that team came up through the system together. I think you're seeing the Minnesota Twins that are close to getting back to doing things like that. The Houston Astros, they were god-awful for 2 or 3 years, and they've really made a big turnaround with players that they drafted, developed. They brought some guys in for a trade also, but the core of that team is going to mostly be Astros. I think that's how you have to win.
Yeah, I think in today's day and age, you know, if you can get a lot of top draft picks, these kids can be accelerated to the minors. And I have a feeling in your day and age, and I don't want to make you appear too old, you know, you went station to station. Right now, you're seeing a lot of guys, and boy, Tom Prince knows that you can see guys jump to Double-A quickly. Carlos Correa did that for the Astros. We've seen Lindor for the Indians. We've seen Buxton for the Twins make that jump and contribute
right away. And you're seeing high school guys get to the big leagues a lot quicker than they used to. You know, high school guys, they usually said that's 5 or 6 years in the minors. So you sign at 17, maybe 18 if you're older, but now you're seeing 3, 3.5, 4 years. High school guys are getting to the big leagues.
You're a guy who's been around the youth baseball scene, whether it's been at the lower levels or even in college. Do you think it's just the way these athletes have played year-round in the last decade plus, the way the specialization has taken hold, that you have athletes ready to step in and contribute quicker?
I think it's that, and also organizations are cutting out that veteran guy that is on a team that commands a higher salary but is not an everyday player. So you have your guys that are everyday players, and then there's that middle guy that's not there anymore, and then their first-year salary guys that are there.
Did Bell swing? Yes, he did. That's a K to win the inning. How about De Los Santos, the night he's put forth, Brian?
Outstanding.
See the strikeout as we go to break. He took the baseball with him. Let's watch this one again. Boy, he's been filthy tonight. We had a busy 5th inning. It's been quiet since. Zeros as we go into the 9th, and that young lady, she's her night's done. Brett McKinney hoping it's done for the Harrisburg Senators. He is the 3rd pitcher used tonight by Altoona. He was promoted just about 10 days ago. He had 9 saves for Bradenton. Yeah, that young lady, she's out. She's down for the count.
That hour rain delay got her.
Otherwise, she'd be on her feet waiting for the conclusion. 5,900 plus here tonight at People Natural Gas Field in Altoona, PA. Drew Vedelson has doubled and walked and scored, and now the count is going to 3-0. That one not even close. A little sugar in those kids, though. They're still ready for some more baseball tonight.
First baseman, Sean Pluckner.
The crash is going to be deadly, though.
It always wins. Just a matter of when. Quick mound visit. Try and get McKinney recalibrated. An Ohio State product, Hamilton, Ohio native. 19th round pick in 2013. Facing Sean Pleffner. He tripled in a run back in the 5th. It was part of a 2-run inning that put Harrisburg up by a run, and then Altoona answered with that 5-run 5th, and that's where we've stayed since. A couple of base runners, though, would make things interesting for the Senators. He's pretty pumped up. Got that baseball.
Got himself a ball.
2-strike pitch. There's another souvenir to the left, out of play.
The lengths that fans go to get a foul ball sometimes amaze me.
How much did they used to beg for it in Wrigley when you were out in the outfield?
All the time
catch?
during batting practice and warming up, playing catch. What I always was scared of was tossing it to the little kids and then the adults or the older kids reaching over and trampling them trying to get the ball.
No double play right there. That ball off the glove of Bell, so a fielder's choice, but the Curve produces the first out here in the 9th.
So I'd never toss the ball. I'd just go over and hand it to who I wanted to have it, because people lose their mind.
See,
you toss the ball in the stands.
From a man who would position his mom out of harm's way because he knows she talks too much, I would expect that type of extra effort.
I seen it once where I threw it and they knocked the little kid over. And
that was it?
Yeah. It's like, no, I'll just hand it to the little kid. I didn't think adults would behave that way around little kids for a little baseball, but I was wrong.
Chris Bostic steps in here in the 9th with 1 gone. Looking for his first hit in the evening. That ball lifted to left and hit well. Salcedo back. He is on the track with room, and then he had to reach down low to make the catch. Maybe one step too far in tracking that baseball, but that's out number 2.
There have been some balls hit decent here tonight, and it just hadn't carried.
Well, smile on his face. Not quite a basket catch.
Bostic caught it on the fat part of the bat, and it left the bat pretty good, and then it kind of died once it got out to left center field.
Sure did. And there's 2 gone, and it's up to Geroldeman. 0 for 2, a sac fly and an RBI. And he looks at strike 1 right down the middle. Senators down to their final out here in the 9th. We've had some great hospitality this evening here in Altoona. Scenic drive in from Pittsburgh and a good ball game, and the Curve trying to finish off what would be their 40th win of the season against 27 defeats. Not so soon. That ball hit back towards the roller coaster on the fence, and it is caught. Alley with the grab, a step shy of the wall. He looked at the roller coaster. No one to throw it to, but the ball game is over, and the Curve over the Senators 7-3.
I thought this was the best hit ball of the night, and that didn't go anywhere.
We'll be back. Curve with the win, 7-3 over the Harrisburg Senators. Altoona with a 7-3 win. Harrisburg a couple of runs in the 5th for a brief 3-2 lead, but Brian, the bottom of the 5th proved to be the big frame for the Curve.
Yeah, the big frame and the big hit. Mel Rojas Jr. with the double down the right field line. And that was all the scoring that they needed.
Curve with the win, 7-3 tonight. They're 40-27 on the season. We'll step aside, come back, and wrap things up from Altoona in a moment. Seven to 3, Altoona with the win tonight over Harrisburg. Great hospitality, Brian McRae, and your final thoughts.
It was a great Father's Day. Being at the ballpark, it's always special for me. And I enjoyed working with you again, and we got to see a good ball game. A little rain early, but a lot of prospects here that we may be seeing in the big leagues pretty soon.
Yeah, we saw some good young players today, and Altoona with the victory, 7-3 over Harrisburg. So for Brian McRae and our entire crew, I'm Brett Dolan. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to AmericanSportsNet.com. This has been a presentation of ASN, the American Sports Network, your teams, your passion, your network. Good night from Altoona, PA.